There I was, flying home from the Caribbean, tired over open water, and suddenly Miami Center says 7 Tango Juliet, hold at some random fix and expect further clearance in 2 hours. In today's video, I'll walk you through what happened when I refused that hold, what the FAA regulations actually say about that, and what every pilot needs to know about your legal right to say unable. First, let me tell you the scenario. I was flying home to Florida from the Dominican Republic with a fuel stop in the Bahamas. I had done everything correctly in terms of paperwork. I filed an international IFR flight plan, I filed an EAPIS notification, and I even called the customs office in Fort Lauderdale to confirm my arrival time slot of 4:30 p.m. Now, let's jump into the flight deck and I will show you what really happened.
So this is a first. I was heading from the Bahamas to Fort Lauderdale, but something's going on in Fort Lauderdale. Despite the fact that I had a flight plan, an EAPIS, an approved arrival time window, they said they wanted to put me in a 2-hour hold. And Miami, 7 Tango Juliet, one other request.
It's 7 Tango Juliet, go ahead.
Yeah, we actually have an overflight permit, so is it possible for us to go all the way to Daytona, Delta Alpha Bravo?
7 Tango Juliet, that's request, stand by.
This could be neat. So I told them when they said they were going to put me in a hold for 2 hours in Fort Lauderdale, I said unable.
7 Tango Juliet, contact Miami Center 133.4, expect the clearance with them.
133.4, 7 Tango Juliet. Miami Center, Cirrus November 547 Tango Juliet, 6000.
547 Tango Juliet, Miami Center, just confirm you're changing destination to Daytona Beach.
Affirmative. They told us Fort Lauderdale was unavailable, and so Daytona is our request. We have an overflight permit.
And then 547 Tango Juliet, what was the reason they said you couldn't go to Fort Lauderdale International?
Negative. I had an EAPIS clearance to Fort Lauderdale Executive, and they said that would require a 2-hour hold. I told them unable on fuel. They asked me for a preferred alternate, and I gave Daytona since that's my ultimate destination, and I do have an overflight permit.
You are cleared to the Daytona Beach Airport. Radar vectors are now fly heading of 350.
Heading 350, cleared to Daytona. 7 Tango Juliet. Thanks. This is even better. So this rarely happens. But today it has, and I'm kind of happy about it. This gets me all the way home. After I clear customs in Daytona, it's a short hop to Spruce Creek, and Daytona is so close to home that it is preferable.
According to the FARs, you can legally refuse any ATC instruction that would endanger your flight, like a hold that pushes you below your fuel reserves or an altitude that puts you into convective weather. This is even reinforced in the AIM. But you can't just refuse an ATC instruction because it's inconvenient or you want a shortcut. You need a valid safety-based reason. And it's always good practice to state that reason on the radio clearly so that ATC knows. In my case, it was very simple, unable due to fuel endurance. But in other situations, it doesn't matter what the situation is as long as you tell them what the situation is. After the drama of the hold was over, I still had a few diversions left on this flight. And here's what the FlightAware records show. My initial reaction was to divert from Fort Lauderdale Executive to Fort Pierce. Then I remembered I had an overflight permit and enough fuel to make it all the way to Daytona. The only problem, which I discovered on the way to Daytona, when a friend, William Phelan, on the ground called me via Starlink and told me that Daytona Customs closes at 5, and I would have landed at 5:30, which would have resulted in a huge fine, and who knows what paperwork would be involved in that. Instead, I landed uneventfully in Melbourne because William called around and found a customs office that was willing to take me that was along my route. So thanks, William. You saved the day. If you like this video, you might enjoy this playlist up here. If you want to see what YouTube thinks you'll like best next, check out the video down here.